Hello engineers, welcome back. In this video, we're going to practice linked list using a lead code question. I hope you're ready. Let's get started. So this is the question we'll look at today. It's called reverse a linked list. So given the head of a singly linked list, reverse the list and return the reverse list. Okay. So if this is the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to return 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we don't need to create a new list. We need to change the connections and return the new head. Okay, so here 1 2 3 4 5, the head is at 1. When we do the reverse, the head will be here, so we need to return the new pointer, whichever is pointing to 5. Okay, and 5 will point to 4, 4 will point to 3, 3 will point to 2, 2 will point to 1. Okay, so let's see how we can approach this. So this is a very good question for visualizing linked lists and changing connections. So it's a very good practice. So let's see how we can do this. So let's take a simple list. Now we know that head is here. Right? So what do we need to do? We need to go through this list and change the connections, right? So how do we do that? So what do we need at 1? At 1, this connection needs to break and go to 1 needs to point to null, right? At the end. So if this is 3 to 1, 1 will point to null at the end. That is, this will become the end node. Now this is the starting node. Now 1 will become the end node. So what I need to happen is I need to remove this connection and make it point to null. Make it point to null. And when I reach 2, I need this guy to point to 1. So I will break this connection and I will make it point to null. Sorry, to 1. And when I reach 3, instead of pointing to null, I need you to point to 2. And we will return 3. Okay, this is what we need. So how do we achieve this? So it's all a game of connections and pointers, right? So let me redo the list one more time. So this is my list, right? So we will use a couple of pointers to alter these connections, right? First is we have head pointer. We can use a new current pointer and point it to this guy. And we will use the current pointer to iterate through the linked list. Okay. So now that we have current pointer pointing to the same thing, we can forget about head. So I'm just removing it just for simplicity. So let's say I have a current pointer which is currently pointing to 1. Now when I break this connection, I need to point it to 2. So I will create a new pointer. Let's call it x. Now x will point to null. There is nothing here, so x will point to null. Okay, so when I'm here at my current node, we need this connection to break and point it to null, right? So what I will do is current arrow next will become x, right? X is pointing to null, and now current arrow next will point to null. So this connection is broken. Okay. Now if I try to do current equal to current arrow next, it cannot happen because now this connection is broken, right? Current arrow next is broken to null. So before we do this, we need to save the next node in some other variable. So for that, I will use something called temp. Let's say any pointer, which will be temp. Now temp will point to the next node. So when I'm at the first node, I will make temp to point to next node. Now temp will point here. Okay. Now I can use this temp to move forward. So instead of doing current equal to current arrow next, I can do current equal to temp, right? Next, if we go to the next one, now current equal to temp, current has moved forward. Now current is not here. Current will go here. Current is here now. But now we have lost connection to the previous node, right? How do we get access to the previous node? So for that, we need to move X forward as well. So X also need to go forward. So what we can do is, before we do current equal to temp, we can do X equal to current. So previously current was here, right? Previously current was here, right? And when I do X equal to current, now X will come here. Okay. And then I can do current equal to temp. So my current can go here now. Okay. Just to recap one more time, our original state was like this. This was the original state. All I'm doing is changing the connections. We are not creating any new list. Current is here. I don't want to lose this connection. So I will store this in temp. So this is done, right? And I want to break this connection and point it to X. So that is also done. Now X is now 1 is pointing to null. Now when I move forward, I don't want to lose connection to the previous node. That's why I need to move X forward as well. So now X can go forward. Now I can safely move forward in the list. I have some pointer which I can use to make the new connection. Now let's see. Current is here. What do I need to do? First I will use temp, right? Temp will go forward. Temp will hold the next node. And I need to break this connection. So I will break it. And current arrow next will become X, right? So this will point to X. Now X is here. So this will point to 1. And now I can safely move X forward. X is now here. X equal to current. Now I can move current forward. Now current can move forward like this. Okay, let's repeat it one more time. Now temp is move forward first. Temp will hold the next value. Then we break the connection. This connection is broken. Now 3 will point to X. Now this is done. Now X can move forward. Now I have access to previous node. Now current can move forward. Current will go to null. This is where we can stop. And what will we return? We will return X. We will return X. X will hold the new head. So we needed to return the new head. Now 3 is pointing to 2, 2 is pointing to 1, 1 is pointing to null. And this is what we need. Okay. The simple game of changing connections, and sequence matters. So always try to visualize this on a paper and then you can code it easily. So let's see. So what do we need? We need one node for current, which will be pointing to head. We'll start with this, and then we will need another node X, which will point to null to begin with. Now we can iterate over the array, over the linked list. While current not equal to null ptr, normally what would we do? We would just do current equal to current arrow next, right? This is the normal iteration. But since we will lose the connections, we will store it somewhere else. We will store it in temp first. We'll store it in temp and then we will use that temp to move forward. Okay. In between, we will change the connections. So how will we change it? First, we will break the connection. which is current arrow next will point to X, and then we will do X equal to current to move the X forward, and finally we will return X. That's it. Temp is also a list node. Now we can submit. So our solution is accepted. It's a simple O of n operation. We are iterating over the list one node at a time, and we are altering the connection. Okay. So do it on a piece of paper so that it is easy for you to understand. Okay. So it was an easy question, but it is a commonly asked question in interviews because it helps you how to think in linked lists, right? It's a game of pointers. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, definitely ask me. Do practice. And if you have any comments or suggestions, definitely put it in the comments box. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Don't forget to bookmark the playlist and share it with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.